Welcome to America Who Died Today. Here, we remember the stars who left their mark on show business and culture. Don't forget to watch the videos till the end to catch all the interesting facts about their lives and careers, and leave your comments. We value your thoughts. Let's celebrate those who may be gone but will always remain in our hearts. Phil Donahue, a towering figure in American television, was born on December 21, 1935, in Cleveland, Ohio. With a career spanning over 5 decades, Donahue became synonymous with the daytime talk show format and earned his place as one of the most influential figures in American media. Known for his candid and often provocative discussions, he broke the mold for talk shows by incorporating audience participation, paving the way for future hosts, including Oprah Winfrey. Raised in a middle-class, Irish Catholic family, Donahue's early years were shaped by a strong sense of community. His father worked as a furniture sales clerk, and his mother was employed as a shoe clerk in a local department store. This humble beginning, however, would soon give way to an ambitious career in broadcasting. Donahue's education followed the Catholic tradition, graduating from St. Edward High School in 1953, before going on to earn a Bachelor of Business Administration from the prestigious University of Notre Dame in 1957. Little did anyone know at the time, but this well-rounded education would serve as the foundation for a future that would influence not just TV but American culture as a whole. Donahue's entry into the world of media was less glamorous than one might expect from a television legend. He began his career in 1957 at KYW Radio and Television in Cleveland, starting as a production assistant. His big break came when he unexpectedly had the opportunity to step in as an announcer. From there, his career trajectory only soared. After a brief stint as a bank check sorter in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Donahue returned to broadcasting, first as program director for WABJ Radio in Adrian, Michigan. His skills quickly caught the attention of larger networks, and by the 1960s, he was becoming a familiar name in broadcasting circles. While still based in Dayton, Ohio, Donahue became an anchor at WHIO-TV, where his in-depth interviews with figures like Jimmy Hoffa and Billy Sol Estes attracted national attention. During this period, Donahue hosted Conversation Piece, a local phone-in talk show on WHIO Radio, giving him the opportunity to connect directly with his audience and refine his skills. This was the beginning of what would become his hallmark style: engaging, unafraid to tackle controversial issues, and inclusive of the audience's voice. In 1967, Donahue's career took a defining turn when he moved to WLWD, now WDTN, in Dayton, Ohio, and launched The Phil Donahue Show. Initially, the show was broadcast only on a handful of local stations owned by the Crosley Broadcasting Corporation, which later became part of the Avco company. However, Donahue's innovative approach quickly gained popularity, and by 1970, the show was syndicated nationally. This was groundbreaking at the time, as it marked the beginning of a new era in television where talk shows would become a platform for discussing current events and social issues, rather than just entertainment. Donahue's ability to discuss complex topics with a mix of intellectual rigor and conversational ease set him apart from his contemporaries. The show frequently touched on hot-button issues that divided American society, such as civil rights, abortion, war, consumer protection, and politics. Donahue didn't shy away from engaging guests who held opposing views, often resulting in debates that were as insightful as they were heated. Over the course of the Phil Donahue Show's 29-year run, Donahue interviewed some of the most influential figures of the 20th century, from politicians to activists, authors, and celebrities. Perhaps one of the most groundbreaking features of Donahue's show was the incorporation of live audience participation. It was a format that set Donahue apart and transformed the talk show genre. Unlike many other talk shows of the time, which were scripted and highly produced, the Phil Donahue Show was known for its raw, unpredictable nature. Audiences were invited to voice their opinions directly, creating an interactive dynamic that was ahead of its time. This format became so popular that it would later influence a generation of talk show hosts, including Oprah Winfrey, who credited Donahue as a trailblazer. Donahue was also known for his willingness to tackle controversial subjects that were considered taboo by many mainstream networks. During the Cold War, for example, he co-hosted the US-Soviet Space Bridge, a series of televised exchanges between American and Soviet citizens. These broadcasts were groundbreaking, offering a platform for ordinary people on both sides of the Iron Curtain to engage with each other, challenging the prevailing narratives of hostility and distrust. This initiative exemplified Donahue's approach to bridging divides and encouraging open dialogue, even on the most polarizing of issues. In 1985, Donahue moved his show to New York City, where it continued to thrive, attracting even more influential guests and exploring more topical, controversial issues. His reputation as a fearless interviewer continued to grow as he tackled everything from the Vietnam War to the rise of the women's rights movement. In 1996, after nearly 3 decades on air and nearly 7,000 one-hour episodes, Donahue's iconic show came to a close. It was a landmark moment in television history, but it was by no means the end of Donahue's career. After a brief retirement, Donahue returned to television in 2002 with a new talk show on MSNBC. However, this venture was short-lived. In 2003, the network canceled the show, allegedly due to Donahue's outspoken opposition to the Iraq War. Internal memos from MSNBC later revealed that Donahue's liberal stance on the war and his criticism of the network's conservative leanings were factors in the decision. Donahue, ever the outspoken figure, made it clear that he believed his show was canceled because of his anti-war views, particularly during a time when the network was closely tied to defense contractors. Donahue's work didn't end with television. In 2006, he co-directed the documentary Body of War, which told the story of Tomas Young, an Iraq War veteran who was severely disabled in combat. The film was a poignant exploration of the human cost of war and was later nominated for an Academy Award. This was just one example of Donahue's commitment to highlighting important social issues beyond the confines of the traditional talk show format. Donahue's impact on American television and culture cannot be overstated. He was more than just a talk show host, he was a pioneer who reshaped how we engage with the media. His ability to make television feel personal, interactive, and meaningful revolutionized the industry. His fearless commitment to speaking truth to power, addressing difficult issues, and allowing the voices of ordinary people to be heard on television made him a national figure beloved by many and feared by some. Throughout his life, Donahue received numerous accolades and honors, including 20 Daytime Emmy nominations, 8 wins for Outstanding Talk Show Host, and the prestigious Peabody Award in 1980. He was inducted into the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Hall of Fame in 1993, and in 2024, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, one of the highest civilian honors in the United States. Donahue's personal life was equally rich. He was married twice, first to Margaret Cooney, with whom he had 5 children, and later to actress Marlo Thomas, whom he married in 1980. The couple remained together until his passing. Donahue also faced personal tragedy with the untimely death of his youngest son, James, in 2014. This personal loss, however, did not diminish his legacy as a television icon. On August 18, 2024, Donahue passed away at the age of 88 after a long illness. His death marked the end of an era in American television, but his influence lives on. Through his groundbreaking show, his fearless tackling of important social issues, and his unwavering commitment to audience engagement, Donahue left an indelible mark on both the talk show format and the broader media landscape. His legacy is one of authenticity, courage, and a belief in the power of communication to bridge divides and spark important conversations. Graham Paul Thorpe, born on August 1, 1969, in Farnham, Surrey, England, was a cricketer whose career spanned over 2 decades, leaving a significant mark on the sport. Known for his elegant and technically sound batting, Thorpe was one of the most respected middle-order batsmen of his era. His career was defined not only by his stylish stroke play and consistent performances but also by the challenges he faced, both on and off the field. His journey from a promising young talent to an accomplished cricketer was one that earned him admiration, respect, and a special place in the hearts of cricket fans around the world. Growing up in a cricket-loving family, Thorpe was introduced to the game at a young age. His father, a keen amateur cricketer, played a pivotal role in fostering his love for the sport. Thorpe's early schooling was at Frensham Heights School, where his prodigious talent began to shine. His technical ability and calm temperament at the crease were evident early on, and it wasn't long before he was spotted by Surrey County Cricket Club's youth system. His strong performances in local matches quickly gained him attention, and by the age of 17, he was already a part of the Surrey first team. His rise through the ranks was swift. By 1988, he made his first-class debut for Surrey, and his potential was immediately apparent. Thorpe's elegant, classical style of batting, coupled with his ability to play both aggressive and defensive cricket, set him apart from many of his contemporaries. His early years in county cricket were marked by consistent performances that established him as one of the best young talents in English cricket. His ability to accumulate runs with ease, combined with his unflappable temperament, made him a natural fit for the national team. Thorpe made his debut for England in 1993 during a one-day international, ODI, against the West Indies. His early years with the national side were filled with promise, though he had to wait for several years before becoming a fixture in the team. It wasn't until the mid-1990s that he truly began to cement his place in England's middle order, especially in Test cricket. He was a key part of the England side that faced some of the most challenging teams of that era, including the dominant West Indies and the competitive Australian teams. What stood out about Thorpe was his calmness and composure under pressure. He was a classic middle-order batsman, someone who could steady the innings during difficult periods and accelerate when required. His ability to play in both defensive and attacking styles made him invaluable to the England team. In addition, his technical proficiency was unmatched. Thorpe was a batsman who could play all kinds of shots with precision, making him one of the most aesthetically pleasing players to watch during his time. His fluid, yet controlled, stroke play made him a fan favorite and a revered figure in the cricketing world. Throughout his career, Thorpe's consistency in scoring runs was impressive. He notched up over 6,000 runs in Test matches, including 16 centuries, and more than 4,000 runs in one-day internationals. He was part of a generation of English cricketers that included the likes of Alex Stewart, Mark Butcher, and Michael Atherton, and he quickly became a linchpin in the middle order, often coming in at critical moments to either rescue an innings or build partnerships. His resilience and ability to perform in tough conditions were key to England's competitive status in world cricket during the 1990s and early 2000s. One of Thorpe's most memorable contributions came during the 1998-1999 Ashes series in Australia, a particularly tough tour for England. Thorpe was one of the few England players who performed consistently, earning praise for his determination and skill. In the 2000s, as the England team underwent a transformation, Thorpe remained a cornerstone of the squad. His form remained solid, and he was widely regarded as one of the best players in the world during his prime. However, Thorpe's career was not without its struggles. In the early 2000s, he faced personal challenges that threatened to overshadow his cricketing achievements. He had a public battle with his mental health, struggling with depression and anxiety, which led to a temporary hiatus from international cricket. The pressures of the game, coupled with personal issues, made it difficult for him to maintain his place in the team at times. Despite these challenges, Thorpe showed remarkable resilience and courage. He fought through his difficulties and made several successful comebacks, demonstrating his commitment to the game and to his team. Thorpe's battles with mental health were not widely known at the time, but later in his career, he became more open about the struggles he faced, helping to raise awareness about mental health issues in sports. His willingness to speak out on these matters allowed others to understand the pressures that cricketers, and athletes in general, often face behind the scenes. It was a testament to his strength that, despite these difficulties, he continued to deliver outstanding performances whenever he was called upon. In 2005, after a lengthy and successful career with England, Thorpe made the difficult decision to retire from international cricket. His final appearance for England came in a one-day international against South Africa in 2005, bringing an end to a distinguished career. Though he retired from international cricket, Thorpe continued to play for Surrey for a few more years, demonstrating his love for the game and his desire to contribute to the team in any way he could. Thorpe's legacy, though often understated, is significant. His elegance as a batsman and his contribution to English cricket during one of its most challenging periods remain unmatched. He was never the most flamboyant player on the field, but his quiet efficiency and technical mastery made him a beloved figure among fans and fellow cricketers. Thorpe was a batsman for all conditions, and his ability to adapt to the ever-changing demands of international cricket was a key factor in his long career. After retiring from playing, Thorpe took on a variety of roles, including coaching and mentoring, where he was able to impart his vast knowledge of the game to younger generations of cricketers. His expertise was sought after by both county teams and international squads, and his experience as a player and his understanding of the mental side of the game proved invaluable to those he worked with. Tragically, Graham Thorpe passed away on March 9, 2022, at the age of 52. He died from a stroke, which shocked the cricketing world. His passing was deeply mourned by family, friends, and fans alike, who remembered him not only for his impressive career but for his resilience, integrity, and contribution to the game. His death left a void in the cricketing community, and tributes poured in from all corners of the sport. Thorpe's legacy as one of England's finest cricketers will never be forgotten, and his influence on the game will continue to be felt for years to come. Brad Pitt, born on December 18, 1963, in Shawnee, Oklahoma, is an American actor and producer who has become one of the most well-known and respected figures in Hollywood. His career spans more than 3 decades, and throughout that time, he has continuously evolved, earning critical acclaim and building a massive fan base around the world. With his striking looks, undeniable charisma, and impressive acting range, Brad Pitt is often regarded as one of the most influential actors of his generation. However, there is much more to Pitt than just his on-screen presence. Growing up in Springfield, Missouri, Pitt was the oldest of 3 children in a middle-class family. His father, William, worked in trucking, while his mother, Jane, was a school counselor. Although Pitt had a seemingly normal childhood, he later confessed in interviews that he was often unsure of what he wanted to do with his life. He studied journalism and advertising at the University of Missouri, graduating in 1986. After finishing his degree, he moved to Los Angeles to pursue a career in acting. In the early days, he struggled to find consistent work, but his determination led him to take on minor television roles. He appeared in shows like Dallas, 21, Jump Street, and Growing Pains, where his good looks and charm began to catch the attention of both audiences and casting agents. Pitt's breakthrough role came in 1991 when he was cast as a charming drifter named J.D. in Thelma and Louise. Although his role was relatively small, his performance was magnetic, and it earned him widespread recognition. His portrayal of a carefree, yet deeply flawed, man in the film quickly became iconic, and he found himself being offered more significant roles. He followed up this success with standout performances in films like A River Runs Through It, 1992, and Legends of the Fall, 1994, which showcased his ability to play emotionally complex characters. With his rugged good looks, emotional depth, and ability to immerse himself in a role, Pitt was quickly rising to the top of Hollywood's leading men. However, it was his role in the 1999 film Fight Club that truly cemented Brad Pitt's status as one of the greatest actors of his time. In Fight Club, directed by David Fincher, Pitt played the enigmatic and charismatic Tyler Durden, a role that would come to define his career. The film, based on the novel by Chuck Palahniuk, explored themes of identity, consumerism, and masculinity, and Pitt's portrayal of Durden, a character who becomes the leader of an underground group focused on challenging societal norms, was both electrifying and disturbing. Although the film wasn't initially a box office success, it has since become a cult classic, and Pitt's performance is widely regarded as one of his best. Brad Pitt's career continued to soar in the 2000s with a string of successful films. He starred in the Ocean's 11 franchise, portraying the smooth, charming conman Rusty Ryan, and in the process became part of one of the most beloved ensemble casts in modern cinema. The Ocean's 11 films, with their slick dialogue and high-stakes heists, showcased Pitt's comedic timing and ability to play effortlessly cool characters. Along with his success in the Ocean's franchise, he starred in films like Troy, 2004, where he played the legendary Greek warrior Achilles, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 2005, where he shared the screen with fellow actor and eventual partner Angelina Jolie. The chemistry between the two in Mr. and Mrs. Smith was undeniable, and the film's success helped launch one of Hollywood's most talked-about relationships. While his professional life was flourishing, Pitt's personal life also attracted considerable attention. In 2005, he famously ended his marriage to actress Jennifer Aniston, and soon after, he began a high-profile relationship with Angelina Jolie. The couple, dubbed Brangelina by the media, became one of the most talked-about pairs in Hollywood. They eventually married in 2014 after adopting several children together, and they remained an iconic couple until their separation in 2016. Despite their personal challenges, the two continued to maintain a level of respect for one another, and they have shared custody of their 6 children. Aside from his acting career, Pitt has also become a successful producer. He co-founded the production company Plan B Entertainment in 2001 with Jennifer Aniston and Brad Gray, and the company has since produced numerous critically acclaimed films, including 12 Years a Slave, 2013, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture, and The Big Short, 2015, which also received multiple Academy Award nominations. Plan B has become known for producing socially conscious and thought-provoking films, and Pitt's involvement in the production side of filmmaking shows his commitment to creating meaningful and impactful stories. Brad Pitt's dedication to his craft has earned him numerous awards and nominations over the years. In 2012, he received his first Academy Award nomination for his performance in Moneyball, where he portrayed real-life baseball executive Billy Beane. His portrayal of Beane, a man trying to revolutionize the world of baseball with an unconventional approach, was subtle and nuanced, and it earned him widespread acclaim. In 2020, he won his first Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his role in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. In the film, Pitt played Cliff Booth, a laid-back, loyal stuntman, and his performance was universally praised. His win at the Academy Awards was a long-overdue recognition of his incredible talent, and the moment was seen as a career-defining achievement. Despite his immense success, Brad Pitt has remained remarkably grounded. Known for his philanthropy, Pitt has been involved in various charitable causes over the years, particularly in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. In 2005, he co-founded the Make It Right Foundation, which aimed to build sustainable and affordable homes for people affected by the disaster in New Orleans. His commitment to making a difference in the world has continued through various other initiatives, including his work with the One Campaign, which works to alleviate poverty and preventable disease in Africa. Over the years, Brad Pitt has become more than just a Hollywood heartthrob. He is an actor of incredible depth and range, capable of portraying both complex, tortured characters and effortlessly cool figures. His career has proven that he is not just a pretty face, but a talented and versatile performer with a keen sense of the craft. His roles in films like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, 2008, where he played a man who ages in reverse, and Inglourious Basterds, 2009, where he portrayed a tough, unconventional military leader, demonstrate his ability to tackle diverse and challenging roles with equal skill. Throughout his career, Brad Pitt has defied expectations and constantly reinvented himself. Whether it's through his powerful performances, his impact as a producer, or his work as a philanthropist, he has shown that there is more to him than just his Hollywood persona. His legacy as one of the greatest actors of his generation is firmly cemented, and his influence on the film industry and pop culture will likely endure for many years to come. Thank you for watching this video. May the memory of these outstanding people continue to inspire us all. We cannot change the course of time, but we can keep in mind their contribution and significance. If this video has affected you or you want to know more, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment. Let's continue to share their stories and keep the memory of them together. See you soon, and remember that those we love never leave without a trace.